Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. All right, in this particular video, which is going to be a short one, I want to give a breaking news update. All right, a 72-hour ultimatum to the U.S. China gives the USA 72 hours to get out of Venezuela. But not just to get out of Venezuela. Release Nicolas Maduro. Obviously, his wife has to come with him. Completely leave Venezuela. And there was a few more demands with that. Help restore certain things in Venezuela. This is what China is demanding. And if they do not, in 72 hours, bow down to the demands of China, China will cripple America. It says they will suffer consequences that go far beyond the Western Hemisphere. Now, let's not forget, before Trump became president, this second go-round, there was an FBI director. He was blowing the whistle time after time after time after time. Nobody was listening to him. And it's like, wow, why is nobody listening to the FBI director? I mean, that's an eyebrow raiser. But he was telling you that over the course of 5+ years, I believe even 10, China has been gaining access to critical infrastructure systems here in the United States. I'm talking electrical grid, water treatment facilities, communication, medicine, banking, transportation, so forth and so on. Critical infrastructure. And he was letting Congress know at the time that, hey, look, listen, they said that when they invade Taiwan, that they're going to cyber attack us, and the likes basically of which we've never seen. It's going to be 100 times worse than that AT&T hack that happened about 3 years ago. You know, when your phone went on SOS mode, you're like, what happened? It just turns out that this was a widespread thing, like a widespread hack. Yeah, China. China says it's going to be way worse than that. 100 times worse than that, because they're knocking out the whole electrical grid. This is the words out there. All right. So I bring all this up to say, what is this 72-hour ultimatum? What is this thing that China is going to do that is going to have America suffering consequences that goes far beyond just the Western Hemisphere? This reminds me of Matthew 24, 6-7. Well, specifically, I believe 7. And there shall be of wars and rumors of wars. There should be wars and rumors of wars. There's actual war going on around the planet right now. You have the proxy groups of Iran actually in active war with Israel. Russia is in active war with Ukraine. America is really just in active war with Venezuela right now. And China is getting into it. Saying, hey, if y'all don't step off, we getting involved with some shit. Rumors of war as well. They're talking about invading Taiwan. You got other people getting into it. You know, North Korea just popped off at the mouth to America too. It launched missiles in the air to show how pissed off that they was about them taking over Venezuela like that, man. Because this goes against international law. I think Esau right here is about to get into it. So you have something called war crimes and things like that. So an international law. So what will be a war crime? Well, you can't bomb a hospital. But Benjamin Netanyahu, he's being brought up on war crime like charges. Excuse me. Why? Because they'll tell you, hey, well, we're about to come and bomb over here. Everybody go to the hospital so you don't get caught out in the strike zone, in the kill zone. Then they go do a strike on the hospital. Children and babies and women and men that are not men of war. Boom, everybody's just dead. You know? So he's being brought up on war crimes. But there's one thing that a president does, side note, that when he's being brought up on war crimes and it's over with for him, he'll fuck around and start a war, because you can't really lock up a sitting president or sitting prime minister. So in order to not go to jail is you start war and try to become like a dictator almost. But anyway, Let's play this video and let's end it.
I've watched superpowers dance around each other for decades, testing limits while avoiding direct confrontation. But what's happening with China's ultimatum over Venezuela represents something I've never seen before. A nuclear power openly challenging American military action with demands that could trigger World War III. This isn't diplomatic protest. This is the moment when regional crisis becomes global confrontation between superpowers with incompatible strategic objectives and nuclear arsenals pointed at each other. The power struggle starts now, and there's no going back. Let me explain how Venezuela became the flashpoint for the next world war. When Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi delivered Beijing's ultimatum demanding immediate release of President Maduro and withdrawal of American forces from Venezuelan territory, he wasn't engaging in routine diplomatic theater. His language was precise, his deadline was specific, and his threats were backed by military capabilities that could devastate American interests worldwide. The forced
Like what? I'm trying to see, like what? Is it this cyber attack? Because FBI blew the trumpet and talked about China doing a cyber attack. Klaus Schwab even said on the WDF, his logo behind him. He's talking about an incomparable attack that'll make Crown Vic Royale look like child's play. He's talking about a cyber pandemic. Oh, come on! I mean, he said that. And guess what? Before that, when they was talking about Crown Vic Royale coming out, there's going to be a pandemic and Biden was going to be faced with something, Well, you see, what was it? Trump's going to be faced with something. Guess what happened? A pandemic was released. So when the WDEF speaks, pay attention to it. All right? And they're talking about a cyber pandemic. Come on now. Come on. This is neither here nor there. But I'm just trying to connect some dots. Keeping my eye on shit. My ear to the ground.
Pressure of a democratically elected leader represents an unacceptable violation of international law that China will not tolerate, Wang declared in an emergency press conference that bypassed normal diplomatic channels. American military forces must withdraw from Venezuelan territory within 72 hours or face consequences that extend far beyond the Western Hemisphere. During my intelligence career, I learned to distinguish between diplomatic posturing and genuine threats. Wang's ultimatum contains specific language that signals Chinese willingness to escalate beyond economic retaliation toward military confrontation if American forces remain in Venezuela.
Right. So basically, Esau just said they're threatening to do something that's beyond economic retaliation. Case in point. Oh, so y'all getting involved with us over here in Venezuela? Well, Trump turns around and says, we're putting another fucking percentage of a sanction on you, or more tariffs on you. China's saying, look, y'all don't get out of there in 72 hours. There is going to be no economic anything. It's going to be well beyond trying to get us economically, my nigga.
The 72-hour deadline is deliberately short to prevent American consolidation of military gains while demonstrating Chinese determination to challenge American unilateral military action regardless of escalation risks. Chinese demands include not just Maduro's release, but complete American withdrawal from Venezuelan territory, termination of sanctions against Venezuelan government, and restoration of Venezuelan sovereignty over its own natural resources and international relationships. These demands are non-negotiable because they address core Chinese strategic interests in maintaining alternative power centers that resist American hegemonic dominance while protecting Chinese investments that represent future economic security.
China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. China will never allow the United States to launch a war against China, conventional or nuclear, without suffering devastating consequences. If you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61 because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb.
You see, hey, Jackie Chan spitting that shit, ain't he? He getting on Esau's ass. What?
Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen bomb. And that ICBM can cover every corner of the world in less than 20 minutes and destroy any target in any corner of the world without any possibility of being intercepted. I hope Washington has learned the lesson. If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious.
As you can see, man, hey, the World War III tension is at an all-time high. We are only 6 days in 2026, and shit is popping. Venezuela got invaded. Russia talk about protecting them. China's coming out and saying they got 72 hours to get the fuck on. Iran just threatened United States, saying that, hey, if you get involved with the protests that we have over here, we will start targeting U.S. troops, U.S. soldiers. We'll start targeting them. Iran basically been said, hey, we're not scared of you, America. We will fuck you up. And guess what? Russia, behind the scenes, back in Iran, back in China, back in North Korea, back in Venezuela. Hey, Ezekiel 38 jumping off of the page. All right, we living in some exciting times, man. Hey, hope this was edifying. Hope this, you could take something from this and this excited you, We only 6 days in, man. Shit. Yesterday I heard somebody talk about, well, in September, I'm like, what? I had to stop him. I'm like, well, let's get past fucking January 1st. All right? Shit popped into a degree that fuck a September right now. We don't know what's going to be in September. Shit. Anyway, before I go off on another tangent and keep you here for another 5 minutes, let me get out of here. Hope it was edifying. Hope you could take something from this. So with that, I'm saying, shalom.